On that gray, rain-soaked afternoon in Northeast Portland, I slid into the daycare parking lot and froze at my phone's ping. Christopher was leaving for Barcelona with his assistant hand. He'd siphoned away every dollar we'd saved. 4 days till rent was due. My checking account barely had enough for groceries, and my 5-year-old daughter was inside, oblivious to the storm raging in my chest. How do you keep a roof over her head when the person you loved most just detonated your life? The rain was relentless that afternoon, hammering the windshield of my old Subaru as I pulled into the daycare parking lot in Northeast Portland. My phone buzzed in the cup holder, a sharp ping that cut through the rhythm of the wipers. I glanced at it, expecting Christopher's usual text about picking up groceries or Mia's latest obsession with strawberry yogurt. Instead, the words on the screen stopped my breath. Asterisk, moving to Barcelona with Claire. Transferred savings to my account. Good luck with rent, asterisk. My fingers froze on the steering wheel, the world narrowing to that glowing screen. Mia, my 5-year-old, was inside, probably clutching her paint-splattered backpack and waiting for me to sign her out. It was Alina Harper, 38, a freelance illustrator who'd traded late-night design deadlines for bedtime stories. And now, apparently, the ex-wife of Christopher Caldwell, who'd just detonated our life with a single text. Our savings $14,500. Scraped together over 9 years of marriage. Every freelance gig, every skipped vacation were gone. The checking account had $412. Rent $2,400. Was due in 4 days. I forced myself out of the car, rain soaking my hoodie, as I crossed the lot. Inside, the daycare smelled of crayons and apple juice, a comforting chaos. Mia ran to me, her dark curls bouncing, her voice bright. "Mommy, did you bring my bunny crackers?" she asked. I knelt, pasting on a smile that felt like a lie. "Not today, sweet pea. How about we grab some on the way home?" My hands trembled. As I signed the clipboard, the daycare teacher's cheerful chatter fading into static. Christopher's text looped in my mind, each word a fresh cut. Claire was his assistant, sharp heels, and sharper ambition always lingering. Too long at office parties. I'd ignored the warning signs, his late nights, the locked phone, the way he brushed off my questions with a laugh. Now those signs were a neon billboard in the car. Mia buckled into her booster seat, humming a song about rainbows. "Is Daddy making tacos tonight?" she asked, her brown eyes meeting mine in the rearview mirror. "Daddy's on a trip," I said, my words tasting bitter. "We'll have pizza instead." Her face lit up, oblivious to the fault lines cracking beneath our lives. I typed a reply to Christopher asterisk, "Thanks for the heads up asterisk." 3 words to mask the scream building in my chest. My heart pounded not just from anger, but from the sudden, suffocating weight of survival. How do you keep a roof over your daughter's head when your world's been gutted? I gripped the wheel tighter, the Portland skyline blurring through the rain, and vowed Mia would never see me break. Back at our cramped apartment, I tucked Mia in front of her favorite cartoon. Her giggles were a fleeting anchor in the storm. The rain followed us home, drumming against the windows as I dialed the bank. The representative's voice was polite, detached. "Ma'am, Christopher has drained your joint savings and there's nothing we can do." I checked our checking account online. $412. Not even enough for groceries and utilities, let alone rent. I sank onto the couch, the weight of his betrayal pressing against my ribs. Years ago, at a design conference in Seattle, he'd swept me off my feet with handwritten notes tucked into my sketchbook and promises of a life built together. I was a graphic designer then, climbing the ladder at a small firm, my dreams fueled by late-night coffee and ambition. Christopher, a marketing hotshot, had a smile that could sell anything, including a future I believed in. We married fast, moved to Portland for my promotion, and bought a small condo by the Willamette River. When Mia arrived, I scaled back to freelancing, trading boardroom pitches for bedtime stories. While his career carried us, butt cracks had formed, unexplained charges on our credit card. Dinners and hotels appearing 2 years ago. After we sold our condo to fund his friend's startup venture that collapsed in months, he'd brushed off my questions, citing market risks, and I'd trusted him. Ignoring the receipts for late-night dinners he claimed were client meetings. His mother, Margaret, never helped. She'd breeze into our lives from Seattle, her designer, heels clicking with disapproval. "Mia needs discipline, Alina," she'd say, her eyes flicking over my paint-stained jeans. Christopher never defended me. His silence was a quiet betrayal. My phone rang, shattering the memory. Margaret's voice was ice. "Alina, what have you done?" Christopher says you're keeping Mia from him unless he pays you more. I gripped the phone, stunned. I'm not the one lying. Don't play the victim. Her words were a punch, revealing his deeper game. He wasn't just leaving. He was spinning a story to paint me as the villain. I ended the call, my hands shaking not just from anger, but from the dawning fear that this fight was bigger than money. It was about Mia, about truth, about the life I'd promised her. The next morning, after dropping Mia at daycare, I drove to Christopher's downtown office. The Portland rain was a gray curtain over the city. I needed answers, needed to see his face, to believe the man I'd married wasn't this cruel. The receptionist's smile faltered when I asked for him. Mr. Caldwell resigned last week, she said, her fingers fidgeting with a pen. Yesterday was his last day. My voice sounded hollow. Last week, she avoided my eyes. I'm sorry. I can't discuss personnel matters. 2 weeks. While I'd been planning Mia's preschool art show, Christopher had been dismantling our life. I thanked her and walked to the elevator, my legs numb as the truth sank in. This wasn't impulsive, it was calculated. In the parking garage, I called Sam, his friend. Hey Alina, he answered, voice cautious. You knew he was leaving. His silence said it all. He made me swear not to tell. He needed a clean break that Claire made him happy, and you and Mia would be better off without him. Happy. The word burned. He took our savings, Sam. Did he tell you that? He sighed. No, I didn't think he'd go that far. Back home. A certified letter waited. Christopher's divorce petition, filed a week ago, listing his Barcelona address and relinquishing all parental rights to Mia. A note from his lawyer claimed I had substantial savings to cover our needs. A lie that twisted the knife. Desperate. I searched his desk and found an envelope addressed to Margaret. Inside, a birthday card. Mom, thanks for the Barcelona apartment deposit. Claire and I can't wait to show you our place. Love, Christopher. It was dated 3 months ago when he first mentioned his promotion. Margaret hadn't just known she'd bankrolled his escape. Rage and clarity collided as I photographed the card. This was no longer about saving our marriage. It was about saving Mia's future. I sat across from Anna Gwynn, the divorce attorney. Anna took the petition, bank statements, and the photo of the card. What he did isn't entirely illegal, she said after reviewing. Joint accounts give him access, but it's despicable. We can file for emergency child support and try to freeze his assets. We need proof he's earning income while dodging responsibilities. I handed her screenshots of his text and the bank transfer. That evening, my parents from Eugene called. We're covering your rent, Mom said. You're not alone, Alina. Their support eased the knot in my chest. Later, I remembered his predictable passwords, the anniversary, Mia's birthday, and tried them on his cloud storage. It worked. Folders spilled open. Transfer confirmations, emails to Claire, and a custody plan document. My stomach churned as I read their intent to use my postpartum depression to paint me as unstable and take Mia to Spain. Worse, a screenshot of a Cayman Islands account with $45,000. Set up with Margaret's help. The discovery wasn't just a financial lifeline, it was proof of their conspiracy. I sent everything to Anna. My hands shook. Not from fear, but from a growing fire. Christopher and Margaret thought they could erase me from Mia's life. They didn't know I'd fight like hell to keep her safe. At midnight, with Mia's soft snores drifting from her room, I sat at the kitchen table, Christopher's laptop open. Folders of betrayal lay bare as I prepared our case. A week later, Claire, his assistant, called. Alina, why should I care? She demanded. She said he was hiding money for her too. Another account in Liechtenstein with over $200,000, and that he'd booked a flight to Portland and was unhinged. I stepped onto the balcony. Portland's skyline lay dim under clouds. What do you want, Claire? I asked. Protection, she said. If I give you evidence, I need immunity. I consulted Anna, who crafted a deal. Claire's immunity in exchange for full documentation by evening. Claire sent bank statements for the Liechtenstein account and a sworn statement detailing their months-long plan to abandon us and secure Mia. Her betrayal of him wasn't loyalty to me. It was self-preservation, but it gave me the final piece I needed. As I saved the files, my heart pounded with dread and triumph. Christopher was coming back, but I was ready at the courthouse, and as nonsense warmth grounded me. Facing Christopher's lawyer and Margaret, Anna laid out our case with surgical precision. The text, the drained savings, the Barcelona job, the Cayman and Liechtenstein accounts, the custody conspiracy, and the custody plan document. When the judge granted our motions, freezing his accounts and awarding me temporary, full custody, I felt a flicker of victory. For the first time, I wasn't just surviving, I was fighting back. The next morning, an international call, Lucia Vega from Horizon Global. He was terminated yesterday for undisclosed legal issues, she said, denying she'd emailed me. I realized Margaret had sabotaged him to weaken the support order. Within hours, security detained him at the airport, serving him with a restraining order and a court summons. In the hearing, Anna presented the Liechtenstein account and the identity fraud evidence. Christopher's defense crumbled. The judge ordered a forensic accounting, uncovering even more hidden funds. His defiance faded, regret flickered in his eyes. But I was done searching for the man I thought I knew. Months later, justice settled, and civil penalties for Margaret, identity fraud charges, and Christopher's reputation in ruins. With the recovered funds, I bought a cozy condo in Alberta, Arts District, walls bright with Mia's paintings. I returned to full-time design at a firm that valued my talent and offered flex hours for single moms. Mia thrived, her laughter filling our home. One evening, as I tucked her into her bunny-themed bed, she asked, "Will Daddy ever visit Mommy?" I brushed her curls and said, "I don't know, sweetheart. But we're enough, you and me." Her smile was my anchor. Christopher's text, "Good luck with rent," had meant to break me. Instead, it sparked a strength I didn't know I had, forged in the fire of betrayal and tempered by love. I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was building a life, brushstroke by brush.